Hey, y'all. I always want to do the Whitney Williams. How you do? But I don't want to get in trouble.
She can't copyright that.
Hey, she can't?
No.
Okay. The first one I heard do it was Joey on Friends.
Exactly.
How you doing?
Right.
Oh, okay.
So she did the same thing. It's just a phrase. It's not.
Well, some people take a tagline, though, and they, like, copyright it, don't they? Hey, y'all.
Yeah, but that's so generic. I don't see any court giving that one.
Okay.
I can't see it. It's too generic a phrase. Now, stop squeezing the Charmin. You might be able to get copyrighted because...
Well, you're saying Charmin specifically.
Nobody else that would ever think of saying that.
There are some, though, like, who's the one that has the plaid? What's the brand, you guys? Help me out. Hey, y'all, good evening. Hey, Barbara, how are you? They have the plaid.
Plaid?
Berry, something berry. I am pulling a complete blank. Yeah, it's like a luxury brand. Y'all help me out. It's not the berry. It's another one. That's why
You got to give me a little bit more than plaid and berry.
my people know who I'm talking about. It's a luxury brand that has the signature plaid. You guys know what I'm talking about, don't you? You guys know. Let me see if somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Glad they do.
They do.
Because I don't.
And I can't think of the name of it. Anyways, I mean, Burberry. Thank you, Jan. See, I knew it was something berry. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate you. Burberry, they were actually able to trademark their plaid, which is insane because it existed long before that brand existed, but they were able to argue that it's such a signature part of their brand now that it should be like trademarked.
Trademark is different from copyright, though.
Oh, okay.
And that's really important. Copyright is a word or phrase or work of art, and you cannot copyright something so generic.
Okay, I got you.
I can't copyright a mouse, but I can copyright Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Okay.
So
That makes sense. That's the beginning of our conversation tonight, I guess. Hey, y'all. Y'all came in on a conversation that started before we actually became live. How are you guys? I'm actually excited to be here tonight. I have been sleeping all day, y'all. I'm just, I don't know. Ladies, it's been rough. It's been rough the last couple of months. But a lot of our friends are freezing. We won't even complain about our cold. And yes, I have my heater on and I have my jacket on, but I will not embarrass myself by saying how cold it is here.
I'll embarrass us. It's colder in our house than it is outside.
It is, but it still got down. It was like 30 degrees this afternoon. 30.
No, not
my
this
computer
afternoon.
said 30. Was that this morning then?
This morning, yeah.
37 or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
That's about what it's been each morning.
that's cold to me.
But this afternoon, it was, when I took the
Oh,
garbage
it's
out,
like
it was
50 something.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. So I'm cold though. But I'm not going to complain because, 12 degrees, light snow. And that's probably warm. I know. You guys, I've seen pictures. It's making me cold just watching you guys walk through the snow. You want to say hi to everybody, babe, before we get started?
Sure. Well, before we get started, please, if you're on YouTube, hit the like button or the emoji or whatever it is. Heart. I get hearts.
Subscribe.
I get hearts, smileys.
That's on Facebook, isn't it?
No, this is on YouTube.
Oh.
Like a pinwheel firework thing.
Oh, my gosh.
A face that looks like, what the heck did I just do? And a 100.
Hey, Lolly.
That's all mine shows. But if you hit that, if you also subscribe, it really does help. And if you subscribe, you can set up for alerts. You can custom your alerts. I made it so this is the only alert I get.
Okay.
Because I don't want alerts popping up at work all the time.
Minnesota, I'm so sorry.
If you're on Facebook, please share, comment, hit the emoji. Again, you can hit whatever emoji you feel like. You can just
I always get like one mad emoji, and I'm like trying to think, did we say something?
no, you know what? Everybody hit angry emojis tonight. Let's see what happens with that.
If they think it's controversial, they might push it out more, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. But it helps you get notifications, and it helps us with the channel.
Yes.
So
I'm with you, Lolly. I'm cold all
right.
the time.
On YouTube, we have Yolanda Payton Jones, Doris R., Ruru2, Sandy Henkelman. Kathleen Hoovis says it's freezing in Illinois, tons of snow, wind, -11.
Oh my gosh, minus.
Heidi Kulikowski, Dreaming Cat Studio, Deborah Allen from Texas, Phyllis Donnelly, Luann Vassallo from Connecticut. Vicki Moore says it's balmy in Louisville, 12 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Light snow, wind chill of 1. Redeem says northern Michigan, 12 inches of snow, but had the shop open and customers were glad they were open. When you live in a snowy climate, you deal with it.
I know. I understand.
Yeah.
I suppose when we say it's only 104 here, they probably like, what?
Yeah, people lose their minds and we're like, no, that's nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Clever Cook Store from Michigan, Marianne O'Hara, -2 in Indy. I'm assuming that's Indianapolis. That's not the wind chill. Deborah Allen says in Central Texas, it's 18 with a chill factor of 6. Dreaming Cat Studio said it was -32 where her auntie is. Teresa Underhill says hello. And Luann Vassallo says 20 in Connecticut, but it's windy. No snow. That's not too bad.
The wind, though, just cuts through me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do, when you get done, are you going to go to YouTube now?
I'm going to go to Facebook now. That was YouTube.
Okay. And then I'm going to do TikTok tonight so I can go and say hi to my peeps before we
go TikTok now.
Okay. So I'm going to do TikTok because I don't usually do TikTok. But hey, Vance, how are you?
Of course he's on TikTok.
We have Lolly Doodle Studios and Asia. Is it Asia or Asia? Help me out so I can pronounce that right, because I know I see you commenting on my stuff a lot, which I appreciate. Thank you. She says she's cold. She's in. And she's in St. Louis, Missouri. And we have Trish Craft Horrors. Oh, Craft Horrors. I got to go check out her thing. And that's all we have on TikTok. TikTok goes too fast. That's all I see on TikTok.
All right. On Facebook, we have Barbara Whistler Garrels, 2 Ps, 1 Pod, Memory Williams in Amarillo, Texas. Janet Taylor Borgers asks if we're having cold weather. It's cool for us.
It's cold for us.
Yeah. I mean, there was ice.
It snowed last week.
It did.
Well, it wasn't really, it flurried. We'll say that.
No, it stayed on the ground because it stayed on the ground by the radio station for 2 days.
Yeah, in the shade.
In the shade, yeah.
And it made ice in the shade too, which
yeah,
and
unfortunately, our walkway's in the shade, so our walkway stayed icy most of those 2 days.
Oh, no ice cream salt put out there?
Jan Kilborn, we don't have any salt.
Ice cream salt? You can get back to the ice cream salt.
We can. We'll think about it. Kathy Doucette, Barbara Garrels says temp hasn't been above 0 in Colorado for 2 days.
Oh.
Chris Schmidt, Jill Gomez Haley, Flea Brown, sick in bed but here. Sharon Reyes, Mary Casey.
Oh, I'm sorry, Karen.
Pamela Culp Adair said snow is headed her way in East Tennessee. Maureen Peterson, Lori Stanley Henderson, -32 wind chill in Indiana. Kathy Tegardine, Burr, it is cold in Michigan. Edith Green from Branson.
48-32, baby, Packers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been in here if the game was still going.
David was watching the game.
Well, I was kind of watching the game, so I'll explain that in a minute. Sentimental Salvage and Design, Deborah Cardle, 39 below 0 wind chill in Minnesota. Connie Berkram, who said the same thing, a little late, had to celebrate the Packer win. Cindy Bear, Shabby Shack, says hello from chilly Utah. Utah's always cold. Cindy Dobson Lanfer. I've only been to Utah once, and it was That wind
Well,
was.
when did you go though? I'm sure that made a difference.
Don't remember. I think May. I just remember, and I only went to St. George. I mean, that was it. And what was it? Hurricane, Utah. I stayed in Hurricane, but I had to go through St. George, and that wind just was brutal. Let's see. Cheryl Montgomery House, 20 in Central Texas. Jennifer Stever says cold, snowy, southeastern Kansas. Chris Schmidt, everybody from Aurora, Illinois, says it's -9, wind chill -35.
Oh my gosh.
Jan Kilborn says Royce David and Detroit Lions. That's right, they're playing now. I'd love to see the Lions win. That would be great. So go Lions. Jenny Shakir, cool and damp in Boca. Is that Del Vista, Boca? Isn't that where the Seinfelds moved to and got kicked out of?
I don't know.
Del Vista, Boca.
I didn't watch the song. I mean, I watched it, but not like,
Peggy Missile says it's really cold in Wisconsin. Liz Garcia Bauer from Pittsburgh. Mary Casey, why does Facebook put the angry emoji at the end where it's too easy to hit? I say use it. Angry emoji only tonight.
Angry emoji only? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Kathy Tegardine says go Lions. Lisa Castle Denton. Northeastern Arkansas is -2 and snowy all day. Catherine Merrow, 28 degrees in Springfield, Massachusetts.
I'll get you one, Vance.
Jim Visithin says it's Jim and Alyssa and they're watching as their date night. Jim, come on, man. Step it up. You can do better than us. Dude,
What happened?
it's Jim and Alyssa's date night and they're watching us.
It depends. Does Alyssa really want to watch us?
Boy, I hope so. Otherwise, Jim, Jim, you're not as smooth as you think, brother. I'm on your side. Come on.
I just think, you know what? Valentine's Day is coming up. I want to have a conversation about Valentine's
Okay,
Day.
we can go. Yeah, go
Are we
ahead.
ready? Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't want you to miss anybody. Cindy.
Oh, Cindy Bear
with the
Shabby
angry
Shack.
face.
Cindy Bear Shabby Shack says that's Southern Utah, which is true. I had to go to Colorado
was
City,
saying.
Arizona.
That's like somebody saying they came to Arizona, they froze to death, and they only went to Flagstaff.
Yeah. The only way to get there without a plane, because you literally have to fly there, is you drive from Arizona to Las Vegas, up to Mesquite, Nevada, across into Utah, then you go back down through Utah to northern Arizona. It's the only way to get there. It's a long drive.
Oh, wow.
And so I stayed in there. And yes, it is southern Utah, but it was cold. I mean, it was cold. So, yes, you wanted to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to talk about Valentine's Day a little bit because my husband is so nice. He always posts our private conversations on Facebook.
I only post them if they make me look foolish.
So some of you guys may have saw the post. He posted that my wife does not like flowers.
I said you're not a fan.
I'm not a fan of flowers. She
Right.
says I can surprise her, but to bring her food. He brought me tacos from El Mesquite. Major score. But anyways, it's true. I want to talk about that. I would be willing to bet that somewhere in like the early 1940s, there was a florist who did a major campaign that told everybody what flowers were the things that you need to bring to your wife. I bet you. I'd be willing to bet if I did research that was the fact. So this is what I want
could
to
be.
say. Because
That
I
could be.
hear men complaining a little bit about things. So they'll say, you and I complaining, you and I are old and we talk about stuff, we're fine. But men will say, I brought my wife flowers and she didn't even appreciate them. But it's not really
Well,
the
that
flowers.
brought up our conversation because I noticed the flowers had died and they never
Yeah.
really made it to a
I
vase.
know, I'm sorry, baby.
No. That's okay. That's when I ask, do you not want them? Because if you don't, I won't bring them.
I personally don't value the flowers, but I do appreciate the fact that you thought about me
Right,
during the
and
day.
that's okay for me. I don't get mad at that. I
Yeah.
don't want to get you something you don't want. I'd rather get you something that you like.
Yes.
So,
But I just want to talk about how we put
but you're right.
how we attach meaning to certain things.
But you're right. We're older, so we can have that conversation.
Yes.
If we were in our 20s,
No, it
oh my
is.
gosh, that would have been. Do I say? Do I not say? Oh my goodness, what do we do? No, I just tell you. That's fine. Just say it.
But I don't think the flowers is the flowers like, to women. You guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong. To women, the flower really isn't the important part. The important part is the thoughtfulness, right? The fact that you thought about me. Now, this brings me to my second point because sometimes men will bring home like gas station flowers or grocery store flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And in their mind, that should be just as nice. But it kind of isn't because you were already at the grocery store. You were already pumping gas. And so you didn't necessarily go out of your way to do something special. It was convenient and you just bought them.
All right. Now let me counter.
Okay.
Because I have bought you grocery store flowers.
Yes.
I was at the grocery store picking up stuff and then thought, gee, wouldn't it be nice if I brought my wife flowers too? Now, at 6:30, our florists aren't open.
Yes.
Now, in the city, if you're living in New York or LA or Houston, you can
have more
find a
options.
florist.
Yeah.
You can find a florist. But that's my option. And just spur of the moment, gee, I think I'd like to do this for her. To me, it's not effort, but it is a thought, especially when it's not your birthday,
Yeah, it's
not
just
Mother's
out of the
Day.
blue. Yeah. But some people do it on Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, that's pretty
Or
rough.
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day. Since we're at Valentine's Day, that's why I thought about it.
Now, I haven't had flowers delivered for you since you left work, because as I've learned, it's not that you're not working, it's
Well,
you're not
I left
in
my
an
9 to
office.
5.
Yeah, you're not in an
Not
office.
that it was ever just 9 to 5.
Right.
But yes.
I've learned that flowers for women at work are more about the other women than it is for you. That's a big deal.
It's nice. I usually gave all the ladies one of the flowers.
And that's fine, but it's the big deal of, look at what my significant other did. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I'm going to share with my ex. In Chicago, when we first got married 40 years ago, sweet mother of pearl, there were flower guys on every corner.
Yes.
Like in LA, there's an orange guy in every corner.
Yes.
So what I would do is, the first year I bought her a flower for each month, and it was always the street guy.
Can I do an intro really quickly, babe?
So that's it. I'm just saying that.
No, I thought you were gonna.
She seemed to like that.
Yes.
I think by the end of the year, it wasn't as exciting.
Is it because it
The
happened?
first 2 or 3 months, it was pretty exciting. After that, it was like, eh.
Yeah. I wasn't cutting you off. I was going to let, because you were going into a longer story.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
But wait, I don't know if we have new people on. So before we get too in depth into our conversation, welcome to tonight's live Chatting and Crafting with Royce and David. We never know what we're going to chat about. So if you're new, just know we never know. The mug is a craft that I would do, Vance. It's not a craft, Vance, but I will bring you one. My name is Royce Hunt Bell. The voice you guys hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell. And together we make up Roycycled Treasures. We meet here every Sunday where we chat about whatever, football, hockey, Valentine's Day, and we craft, which we're going to get to in just a second. Last week, you guys, we started 3 crafts. I did not make it back to my toolbox. So we'll trim this together tonight, although I forgot to make sure I had my X-Acto knife, but it's okay. I found a box cutter. We'll work it out. And then, so this is metal. And then you guys remember I had my drawer front that I'm making into like a picture holder. So I have my rusty hinge and I'm going to attach it to the back and then it'll sit like this. And then I also have several things which we'll talk about to put on the top to clip, so I can clip photos on there. And this is wood, so we're decoupaging metal, wood, and then this is just a leftover container from my protein powder. And so we're going to decoupage this and make it pretty because I wanted to show that we could decoupage metal, wood, or plastic. So we're going to continue working on our projects that we started last week. If you have questions, please drop them in a comment. David is monitoring the comments, so he may or may not see your question. He tries. There are a lot.
They scroll through fast.
And they scroll through fast, yeah. And you guys are welcome to hop in on any conversation.
Or start a new one.
Or start a new one. This is true.
Yep.
There's a lot of football talk. Everybody's super happy about the Packers. I saw
Well,
a lot.
not everybody.
I saw Go Packers. I know Jackie Brown isn't.
And my boss will not be, so I will literally sneak in under the radar, give him a good morning, and not say a word to him for the rest of the day.
Oh.
He will be bitter. Luann Vassallo says, according to Siri, giving flowers for Valentine's started in ancient Rome.
Really?
Yeah. She also says, I'd rather have flowers on a random day of the year, not Valentine's Day.
Right? I don't want anybody telling me when I need to do something special.
Marianne O'Hara, I wouldn't mind flowers, but would prefer them as a just because, not because it's Valentine or birthday. And Doris R. says, I prefer gifts that have thought behind them. I don't care for last minute gifts. To me, flowers are just a, here, this is thinking of you.
Thinking of you gift.
Yeah.
My thinking of you gift for my poor husband is I'm going to cook dinner tonight.
Hey, it works. That beef, she made a roast that was great. I ate 2 of those.
I know, we still have some left. You were terrible with the leftovers, babe.
Oh, I didn't know we had any left.
We do.
Let's see. All right, over on the Facebooks. Let's see. I got to scroll back.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You guys will notice that when I'm trimming this, I'm not going in straight down like this. I'm laying my blade down like this, and I'm actually using the side, this bump, to guide my blade so that I'm more likely to get a nice straight cut.
Janet Taylor Borger says, love when my husband gives me flowers just out of the blue. Kathy Doucette does love getting flowers. Pamela Culpadare agrees with you, though, about the flowers. Janet says grocery store flowers are fine to me. And Lori Stanley Henderson says it's the thought that counts, that they thought of you.
Yes. I don't disagree. And I'm not being mean when I let the flowers. They're just, I don't know. He brought me tacos from my favorite restaurant. That means he thought of me, and they're really good. It's like a double bonus.
Mary Casey, one year I got roses for Administrative Assistance Day. Another exec came up to me and said, roses die. I think he gave his assistant a crappy gift. Tammy Valoni, I would be thrilled if my husband bought flowers at all. Deb Hatfield loves flowers. Kathy Hall loves flowers. But I love him bringing me coffee in the morning more.
Aww.
Maureen Peterson, yes, the thought, but I do enjoy flowers, especially the roses that are delivered in a big box. See, I think it's more about presentation and who's around than the actual.
Well, it depends on. They could be delivered to your house, though. I think the deliveries are nice because it takes pre-thought, right?
Which is true, but they're expensive.
I know.
Oof.
Don't do that, baby.
Yeah.
Bring me tacos. You're perfect with the tacos. We're good.
Barbara Garrels, my husband would bring me flowers randomly throughout the year. That meant more than just 1 or 2 days a year. Peggy Missile, I love flowers, but I love growing them in the ground. Hate the cut flowers that die. Flea Brown, when I was working, Ken bought me flowers every week to put in my office. Now he brings me flowers from our garden. Oh, that Ken is he's a smooth guy, that Ken. I'll tell you what,
babe. I remember when you proposed to me. I was at a yard sale across the street from Shirley Turner's house, and they weren't married yet. He comes across the street, and he says, let me see that ring. I showed it to him. He's like, you tell David, he's causing problems. Sorry. Ken, you causing problems for husbands on here. I'm just telling you.
He's good. Ken is good. Kathleen Hoovis, many years ago, I told my husband not to get me flowers for Valentine's Day. Roses are so overpriced on Valentine's Day and seems like they die quickly. I told him to save the money. He understood. And Dorothy Lage says it's a thoughtful gesture, regardless of whether it was convenient or you are a second thought. Flowers at the grocery store because they were picking up groceries. Whether you are a second thought if it's flowers at the grocery store. Yeah. Jane Kilborn, my husband, since 1 p.m. today, brings me flowers randomly.
Since 1 p.m. today.
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's see. Susan Boehner, Whitmore Glazer, Valentine's Day is also my birthday, as is
my son's birthday,
one of the
too.
twins, yes. My sweet husband buys out the Hallmark store. I get at least 20 cards, half birthday, half Valentine's, plus a Valentine birthday card. He hides them all over the house.
Oh, how fun.
I find them on the fridge, on the table, in the cupboard, by the coffee machine. All right, we got to talk to your husband because that's setting the bar way too high. Ken's as high as we go. That's the kind of guy that gets all of us in trouble. Good job on your husband.
Do you craft with all the cards? I think I'm just weird because honestly, I appreciate that people think about me and give me cards, but then I don't know what to do with them.
Oh, Flea says don't forget about the giveaways.
Oh, I know, Flea. I did not get the giveaways out this week, but I will get them out next week.
No, but don't we have giveaways to give
We
away
do.
tonight too?
We have 3 more, I believe.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, that's yeah. Oh, Sentimental Salvage and Design. Hubby has bought me goodies.
Ooh.
Old wood, random other junk from demo jobs he's done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's, Melissa, that's the deal.
Lori Stanley Anderson. I dislike when dating they do all the beautiful things and then stop.
I'm not saying anything because I used to cook for David a lot more when we were dating, and now I don't cook anymore.
I don't blame you. I don't cook because I want you to live.
Because you want me to live.
I do.
You do. You used to cook when we were dating, though. I remember.
I cooked like 2 things.
No, you used that little crock pot of yours.
Yeah. And I cooked like a pot roast.
You cooked a pot roast. I guess we cooked together.
Yeah, that was it. So Tina Pertle says, love flowers, planted, cut, any flowers. I can make the best arrangements from Trader Joe flowers.
Oh.
So there you go.
And I guess if you love fresh flowers, I mean, 'cause I'm not that person who necessarily, like I know some people they'll buy themselves fresh flowers to put in their spaces because that's something that brings them joy, right? It's like a personal preference thing.
Helen R. says, I buy myself
Yeah.
flowers from Trader Joe's. Inexpensive and long lasting. I always found those street corner flower guys had the longest lasting flowers.
Yeah. Because they were probably wherever the source was early
That would
in the
be
morning.
my guess, is wherever the warehouse was, they just, here's what the stores didn't get this week or today. Here you go. Sell them if you can.
When Andrea got married, we were able to buy her flowers wholesale. Somebody she knew had, a wholesale license. And so we went to these places in San Diego. Oh my gosh. There were so many flowers. Okay. So I think that looks good, right? I have some little areas that are kind of poking out and that aren't laying down. So I'm going to go in and we're going to re-tack those down. You guys see that? I'm just going to tack that down and we're going to clean up the edges a little bit. But you guys can get a sense of what it's going to look like.
2 peas, 1 pod says, buy me a bouquet of paintbrushes.
I'm with you. Definitely. Craft and art supplies are always for the win. Although, you know what, David bought me a lot of supplies for Christmas because I got a little mini chop saw. I'm so excited about it.
Well, hold on. I didn't get that.
Well, you got a mini chop saw.
I got a table saw. I got you what I thought.
Well, it's a chop saw. It's not a table saw. It was a chop saw. It was just a larger one.
Yeah, it was the smallest one I saw.
Yes.
But apparently there was an even smaller one that you wanted, which is more geared to what you do.
Yeah. No, it's good, baby. I appreciate it. You were here. You heard me when I said I want a mini chop saw. He got a 7-inch one. But I wanted one of those tiny, tiny ones. You guys know the ones I'm talking about, right?
That was like 3 inches or 2.5 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Valentine's Day, and I did want to talk about paper because I don't have the paper that's specifically for Valentine's Day, but this one is the wallpaper one, which is the smaller of roses, cabbage roses. And then we have the vintage wallpaper, which is essentially the same. They're just a different scale. So these would be nice paired together, like on a piece of furniture, or even just depending on what project you make. Because this is huge, right? So this is a much larger scale. And then this one is the exact same, but the scale is different. And this one is a repeat too. So if you guys are working on a project and this piece is not big enough, you can splice these together and they'll still go together because this repeat is set up kind of like on fabric. So these would be super pretty for Valentine's Day. And then there's the ephemeral collage, which I thought I brought one out here, which is this one, which always feels romantic to me. It's just scripts and crowns and butterflies, but you could do a base of something like this. And then I think that IOD's, the Redute, I don't know if I ever say that right, but you get 8 sheets of roses. This one is such a good transfer. You get like a lot of different roses, but you could overlay these roses over the script, or you could even cut out some of your cabbage roses from here and lay them over the top of this, and that would be really pretty. I'm thinking I might change my mind and do the small rose print on our plastic jar today, if we get to it. We're doing a more chatting than crafting tonight.
Jean Higginbotham asks, any new paper releases coming up?
Yes, coming up, we are shooting for, it's later than we're usually, and I probably shouldn't say anything because I haven't said anything to my retailers yet, so I'll wait. I'll give you guys an update next week. But,
so the answer to that question is yes.
Yes, but I don't have details yet. I'll have more details for you soon. No, I'm kidding. And so I'm just going back here, you guys, going on any edges that didn't lay down right, or anything that's kind of straight up and it's not tacked down. I'm going to go back over it with some more of my clear coat, and then I'll do at least 2 layers of top coat over the top of this, because I imagine if someone does buy this from the shop, they'll be using it to store, like they'll be using it, right? They're not going to just hang it on the wall. So I'll probably do 3 coats of top coat over the top of this, letting each coat dry in between. I see people sometimes they'll go over something really quickly with 3 coats, and in their mind they've put on 3 coats of the product. But if the product is still wet, you're just moving around what's already there. You're not really adding any additional protection. So it really is important to let it dry in between if you're really going to build up a protective layer. So that's all I'm doing now.
Dorothy Lage asks, are you going to make a list on your website of discontinued papers?
I am. So what I'm going to do, Dorothy, because I'm actually going to end up having to discontinue a lot of designs. And so I know some of the retailers have already made announcements about what we're pulling. And so I'll be doing some type of announcement. I'm not sure what it's going to look like of which ones are going to be retiring. It is so hard. It's so hard. You guys, whether it's designs that were made from artists and you've just fallen in love with them, or your own designs that you're just kind of, they're like your babies. And so when we discontinue them, it's just hard. And so I've just been kind of going back and forth about which ones are actually going to be retired. So when I make final decisions about the remainder of the ones that are going to be retired, then we'll publish the list. And that way you guys will know which ones will be coming off. And it's hard because no matter which ones I choose, someone's going to be not happy with me. Yeah.
Pamela Culp Adair asks, are those cups with the lids in your store?
You know what? They are. They're in my Amazon shop, which I do not have a link for. I got to figure it out. You guys know how, I don't know. Try hashtag Amazon and see what happens.
All right, let me try it before anybody else does.
Because Facebook is not letting me set up my automations on Messenger anymore. So, but there are some existing ones there. I just don't know which ones, because the ones that whatever was there before they removed it, they still work, I've noticed. I just don't remember what was still there. And so I don't know if that was one of them. Did it work, babe?
No.
Oh, I thought I pulled it, but I don't remember what I pulled it for. But I'll put a link on the top of my page after we get off tonight, you guys. Because they are, and I do love this. This is the clear coat that I had in my cup last week, and you guys will notice how it's still good, even though it's been sitting in here. Even though I've already sprayed all this metal and sealed it, I'm going over with this clear coat because it's what I'm using on my decoupage paper. And I want everything to have the same sheen. And so I'm going to go over the entire piece every time I seal, just to make sure that the sheen is the same all across the whole project.
Hashtag Insiders does.
Yeah, hashtag Insiders. I knew that one was still there, but we could only use 3. And I want to say I removed Amazon when we were doing the master class. And so I think that's the same one that's there. But we've done the master class already. And now the opportunity is gone. Like I can't go in and reprogram it anymore.
Yeah.
I loved it that. Facebook, I really love that. You should bring it back. Okay.
Cindy DeJarnay, they are not Tupperware cups. They're like Tupperware.
They're kind of like, they're silicone cups, which is why I like them, because even if this dries in this cup, it won't stick to it. I can just pop it out, and it will be fine. I need to find somewhere to sit this so it can dry.
Spark of Joy Studio, I haven't seen one paper I haven't loved.
Aw, thank
I can
you.
absolutely understand how hard it would be to choose what to retire.
Yeah. And there are some things that are popular generally, right? So I can't just go through and pick just the top sellers, because there are some things, because they're more general, they're more people like them, so of course they sell more. But then I have niche audiences that I serve who I don't feel like are served in other places. So like my industrial steampunky people aren't really served exceptionally. So I don't want to pull those designs because I feel like I'm serving a specific niche. And then representation is a huge issue in our space. And so the ones where we have representation of women of color, I don't want to pull those because there's not a ton of that. So it's a thing. I have to go back and forth and back and forth. And then I have to make sure I have some farmhouse and some pretty and some industrial. And you guys know I love topography, so I have to have that. We will see what happens. Let's do this one next.
Susan Gully said it froze, but I think it's just her. And she even said it must be the cold that they're dealing with. Although, while the Packers game was going on, our internet was...
But I noticed that YouTube does that, though.
Yeah.
More than anything else, even when we're streaming. Were you streaming or on YouTube?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
for this one, you guys, I was taking a nap today, and I decided on this ticking. Yes, I think about making stuff when I'm asleep. And I thought this would be perfect because it's kind of neutral, so it won't combat with anything that I put on top of it. And I think it's just going to be perfect for what I want to use this for. So I'm going to start by just trimming a square off of here. For anyone who's watching is new, the Roycycle decoupage sheets are pretty big. They're basically 20 by 30. They're actually technically 21 by 29, but 20 by 30 is just easier to say. And so they're large sheets. So when you buy a Roycycle decoupage paper, you're getting a big bang for your buck, because you get a lot of projects. And this one's going to be easy peasy. Although I decided that I'm going to paint the outside a carbon, which is like an almost black, and then we're going to wet distress it back to show the wood. You know, we should do that before we decoupage, huh? Let's do that. Do I have a mat? I'll just use a piece of plastic, I guess. If you guys saw the area around my table, some of you will be mortified or excited. I don't know. There'd be mixed emotions, perhaps. Let's use a mat so I can move this off the table fairly quickly. But I have some carbon here, and carbon is like a really, really dark gray, so it's almost black. But I didn't want to have like a really stark black on here. Look, I'm using a screwdriver and not my scissors to open the paint. Oh man. I didn't close that really well. Maybe I'll be using this. We'll see. I found these silicone sticks, you guys. I'm so happy because I can use them and then wash them. I don't have to just use the wooden ones that have been thrown away. Look how thick that is. Ooh, that's like perfect for stenciling. Although I better get that sealed better. I'm going to lose that paint. Should I tape it? I'm going to take my time and tape it. No, I'm not. I'll just cut in. I may regret my decision in a few minutes, but that's just where I am for right now. Since that's so thick, I'm going to just spritz some water. And then that way it'll still go on pretty thin. And I put way too much paint. I'm not going to use anywhere near that much paint for this.
2 Peas, 1 Pod shared the link for your shop. It's amazon.com
Thank you.
/shop/Roycycled.
Thank you so much.
Carmen Daumer asked, the list of discontinued, is it on the retailer page?
It is, Carmen. I posted it about 2 weeks ago, I think. And that's our first round. There will be a second round. Actually, yeah, it was a few weeks ago, Carmen, so you may have to scroll down. But I think I may have pinned it in the top of the group. If you don't find it, let me know. And I can help you find it. Look, I can't talk while I'm like focusing on cutting in.
Heidi Kulikowski said, I purchased a set of those cups after the first time you showed them. They're wonderful, and she likes the size as well.
Yeah, the size is really good, right? And I guess they're for baby food, but you know us crafters, we'll use stuff for whatever we want. There are no rules. There's no functional fixedness over here. I might just wipe this back a little bit while it's wet. We'll see.
Flea Brown, I get my brace off and stitches coming out this Thursday.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad everything went good, Flea.
Looking forward to being able to wash my hair and my paintbrushes. Yes, my priorities are in order. Zopanet, I purchased cheap premium, she put premium in quotation marks, wax metallic finish from Craftsmart a while back. I opened to use tonight and it's rock hard.
Oh.
So popped it out of the container, used it like a crayon over my dried texture paste.
Ooh.
Worked quite well. Sorry for the subject change, just having a squirrel moment. No, every tip is a good tip.
Yes. Yeah, you guys can change the subject. I mean, you guys can bring up whatever subject you want. I'm surprised there's not more talk about the game tonight.
Sherry Martin says hello.
Hey, Sherry Martin.
And Beverly Skeens is watching. We
Hi,
like
Beverly.
seeing our familiar names.
I know.
Carmen Daumer, we saw. Mara LaFay.
Hey, Miss Mara, how are you, my friend?
So, and Susan Schulberg says, you amaze me, painting and talking at the same time.
Girl, I'm not doing a very good job because when you guys notice when I'm cutting in, I'm quiet. I'm having to focus. Oh, and so I am going to just dry. Oh, man, that's what I forgot. I didn't bring my dryer in. I'm fired. So we'll set it aside. It's fine. No,
okay.
I'll just set this aside. It's fine. We'll come back. This is like a super quick decoupage project right here. What time is it? It's 6:44. We'll make our way back here.
All right.
So that's why I put it on this little mat. But you guys see, I used hardly any paint at all. I shouldn't have put that much paint out. Actually, I'm going to put it back. Which is not
Sherry
good.
Martin says, usually she's going to bed when we come on because 6:30 in the morning comes way too early.
Yes.
But she's off tomorrow because of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. MLK Day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was talking to Vance. Vance, I'm on the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce, our local Chamber of Commerce. And our director was talking to me about doing a service project on Martin Luther King Day. I was like, oh, yeah, ask me to do a free project on Martin Luther King Day. Yeah. No. I'm not working for free on MLK Day. I volunteer all the time, but, you know. No, that's not a good way for me to celebrate it. Just saying. So he just laughed.
Yeah, not all of us get off.
I
gotta
know.
work.
You got to work.
Actually, you want to come on my show tomorrow? I don't have a guest.
Sure. Are you going to ask me hard questions?
Maybe.
Oh, Lord.
Um,
Oh, Lord.
'Cause
Oh, I wanted to talk about something.
I
Go
was
ahead,
supposed to
babe.
have a candidate for Congress on, but she's not coming into town, so she's not going to be there.
Oh.
And I spent my Saturday, both Royce and I, although I technically argue right now, are members of Lions.
I'm technically a Lions right now.
You haven't paid the dues yet.
I haven't paid my dues this year. Well, I don't do anything anymore. You know what? This is the deal. It's 2024. There was a time in my life, like legitimately, I'm going to try to remember. I was on the board for United Way. I was on the U of A Extension Office Advisory Board. I was a Lions. I was on,
Freeport.
oh yeah, the community
Investment.
thing.
Yeah.
Back
ACF.
Arizona Community Foundation Board. I don't even think I can remember everything.
And you were on the chamber board when I met you.
Yes.
You were the chamber president when I met you.
I've served 2 terms on the chamber board over the years. Just a lot of things. And then in addition to that, because I was an executive director of a nonprofit, it was very important to me to be honorable in my relationships and not just leverage people, right? Because some people will just leverage people for what they need and then that's it. And I was very deliberate about honor in that, so that if I had formed a relationship with somebody as a donor or a champion of SICAS, if they asked me to do something, then I said yes, because we're in a relationship. And if it's not reciprocal, then it's not a relationship. I'm just using that person, right? So then I got volunteer for a lot of stuff, like Dancing with the Stars. Mm-hmm. That's
But
how
you
it
were
happened.
raising money for SICAS. For your,
I was,
your
but
nonprofit.
I did it though because Tabitha asked me from the credit union.
Right.
That's why I said yes. If I don't know if somebody else had, there could have been a lot of people who asked me, but if a random person had asked me, I probably would not have said yes to Dancing with the Stars, babe. That was hard.
I managed to avoid that for 3 years.
I know. I
They-
saw you.
They wanted me, and I pushed it off. I said, no, I have to cover it,
Yes.
so I can't be in it. And if they hadn't canceled it, I was definitely on the hook for that 4th year.
Yes.
'Cause I pushed as far as I could.
So I say all that to say that when Mom got sick, I wrapped up all of my commitments with all those different boards, and committees, and I came off of them because I simply did not have the bandwidth. But now that I'm returning, to society, I'm just being very thoughtful about the things that I want to be involved in, and because I'm not going to do everything this time.
No, they've decided that instead of you, I will.
Good job, babe. You can say no. You don't have to say yes.
So I'm now the secretary of our nonprofit that serves special needs
Well,
residents.
you've been on that board, and you're
Been
passionate
on
about that.
and I don't mind. It looks like I'm going to be the secretary for
Oh yeah, the
our
downtown
downtown association. I think I'm the chairman of the tourism committee, and I'm on the Pride of Safford committee now.
Oh, good job, baby.
So, and apparently, according to Vance, I'm hosting. Oh, and I'm the MC for the Democrats dinner, only because the Democrats asked. If the Republicans had asked, I'd have been their MC too.
Oh, you're emceeing the dinner?
I don't pick or choose either one,
I know.
but because my job involves politics, they know I'm someone who could speak on it. So they asked me to be the MC. And, what was the other one? Oh, the chamber and the city are combining to do like a business support thing.
Ooh.
And Vance asked me if I would host it for the day because I can make things run on time.
Okay.
So,
It's more like a resource thing for businesses?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, so you backed out and they decided, well, we're getting somebody out of this house.
I didn't back out. I am just being very picky about what I say yes to.
I understand.
There was a lot of years. You and I have been dating for, well, we were dating. We started dating, what did we decide, 9 years ago?
We started in October of 14.
I mean, and my volunteers.
That was our first date. Our second date was in November of 15. And no, I asked you in November. We must have gone out after that.
It was in November because you asked me out at the Pamper Me Ladies Night Out event.
Yeah, another thing you were a part of.
Oh yeah, I was on the committee for that too. Yep. So, and this is not like a braggadocious conversation. It's just that it happens, right? You want to be involved in your community, you start volunteering, and people know that if they want something done, they ask the people who are doing things. And so you just get asked and it snowballs. And I got to a point where I just simply wasn't effective anymore.
But the difference is, especially for nonprofit organizations, you weren't going in cold when you were fundraising.
No.
Everybody knew you.
Yes.
So that made that ask that much easier, especially from big donors.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's.
But I mean, I did get to a point where I simply wasn't serving anybody because I was trying to do everything. So I really wasn't serving anybody well. You can only spread yourself so thin. So, So I'm just being pickier.
Yeah.
Now.
Deborah Kowski Hatfield, secretary for the school board. I've toyed with running for school board. I'm not going to. DDA, I don't know what DDA is. Kiwanis.
Oh, I did teach Awanas at church for 5 years too.
That's right. Is that what DDA is?
I don't know.
Okay. And she's on the chamber board.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I did. I taught Awanas at church. And so I was on the board for that.
Vance says, made me laugh hard.
Which part?
Probably you saying that he's got you doing something.
Oh. No, I guess I'm the chair of the marketing committee for the chamber, which that's fine. That's something that I advocated for, so it makes sense that I would be the chair. But
our chamber's really stepping up. I got no beef with when Vance asks, I don't mind because it's really pushing things to make our community better.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that. I legitimately am okay with that. So
if you guys are wondering what I'm doing,
yes,
and I'm doing this,
I
know I'm doing this really the slow way. I really should. It's tissue paper though. So I want to do it. I want to do something because I want to have a conversation. I was thinking about this while I was asleep. I don't know if my mind ever actually sleeps because I literally.
No, because you made me get up and walk the house because you went, do I smell smoke? There was no smoke.
Well, I got up though. I don't know if I was dreaming though. I got up.
You did not get up.
I did. I got up before that. And I came back to bed and I was still smelling it.
Oh, okay.
It would smell like the oven was on.
Because I went out and I checked everywhere. I went out by the hot water heater and the washer dryer.
I appreciate it,
and
Daddy.
the stove, and I went into your mail room and there was nothing. And I was sniffing everywhere. If any police officer was looking in, they'd think I was a junkie because I was sniffing like crazy.
I thought I smelled like it smells when the oven is on, is what it smelled like.
Okay.
And
that showed my age, too, by using the phrase junkie.
Oh, I know, right?
That was a very late 60s, early 70s term.
I want to show you guys a trick that I use. Sometimes when we're working on furniture, right, you may have a panel that's an inset, like this one is. Ah, man, I'm going to have to touch that up. And you can't really stamp from edge to edge because you have this bump right here and your stamp isn't going to lay flat. And you can't really stencil either. But what you can do if you want to add elements and you want to have them go edge to edge is you can either stamp some Dollar Tree tissue or you can stencil the Dollar Tree tissue. And as long as you're working on a white background, obviously, then it's super easy for you to be able to then decoupage that tissue in there. And it'll go edge to edge. So that's what I'm working on now. I should be using ink, but I'm being impatient and I had black paint out. So we're just going to use some paint.
And let me ask you this. Flipping Distraction Design says, is that an old drawer?
Yes, it is. So this is the front of a drawer from a desk. You guys, I come home sometimes and there's furniture in my yard. This was a piece of furniture that was left in my yard, and it had drawers on it. The piece was solid wood. It was beautiful, but it was just damaged way more than I was willing to put in work for. I think that's going to be good enough because I'll be here stenciling for a while.
Deborah Itkowski Hatfield, DDA is the Downtown Development Authority.
Oh, okay. So you're on the Downtown Association, so that's probably the equivalent.
Probably the equivalent, yeah. And Fornication by Design says, have you guys ever heard of Borderland Farms?
Yes, we do. That's what the Lions do here. The Lions are in charge of Borderlands here. I am not on that committee.
That's Borderlands Produce
Yes.
Rescue. I don't know if that's the same as Borderland Farms. It might be.
I believe, it's produce. I'm assuming it is.
I would hope
Well,
so.
give us some context, because we have Borderlands here where they take produce that would be thrown away, and they bring it into our community, and then the Lions Club here locally distribute that produce.
So any produce that's coming up from either South America, Central America, or Mexico comes over the border, generally in Nogales, Arizona, or in Texas, but here in Arizona comes up through Nogales. And whatever's not purchased by the big grocery chains
Yes.
is left over, they offer it to nonprofit organizations who then can turn around and sell it as a fundraiser. So our Lions Club does it here in Graham County, Arizona, and charges
$15 for a huge box of food.
70 pounds.
Yeah.
But you never know what you're going to get.
No.
And it's once a month, and it's a really, really cool deal. And we encourage people to share with your neighbors.
Yeah.
70 pounds is a lot. Share.
And I believe they donate to the Meals on Wheels program too.
Correct. Whatever's left over is donated to either Meals
The
on
food
Wheels,
bank and
our neighbor's farm and pantry, which is a food bank, or St. Vincent de Paul, which operates a food bank.
I think it's all three, babe, because it's usually a lot left over.
Yeah. And then if it's spoiled, because whenever you get produce, some of it's spoiled, that gets purchased by local ranchers who use it to feed hogs.
Yes. Or chickens.
Yeah, or chickens. Literally nothing is wasted.
No. Not around here.
It's a good deal.
I'm going to go ahead and decoupage this against my better judgment because I'm in a hurry.
Yes, that's what Fornication by Design means.
Okay.
Yeah. 75 pounds. Well, we do 70 pounds, but for 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's always beautiful. It is. There's some amazing produce. I'm trying to convince our library, who does cooking demonstrations with our college extension office.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a land-grant college in every state, to do cooking demonstrations with this produce. But we haven't been able to sync up yet.
Oh, yeah, to do the demos out there.
Yeah.
It's actually the U of A extension that does the cooking
I know, but
demos.
the library could coordinate it because they work with them.
Yeah, but okay.
I mean, it's just, again, another collaboration.
Another collaboration, yes. But I'm saying it's an extension office program, though.
It is. But that's who does it at the library,
Yes.
is the extension.
They do it everywhere. That's my point. As I'm telling you, it's their program. Like, they'll do it everywhere. So, they used to do it at the food bank. I'm spritzing my paper. You guys know that's my new, thing that I do. And I have found that when I spritz my paper, that I need to put down a little more of my decoupage medium than normal, right? And I was real careful to only put medium exactly where I wanted it so that my paper doesn't stick somewhere else. So I'm going to not be able to dry this tonight like we usually do because I left my dryer in the house. But I'm going to let this dry. And the reason why I did this is because I want to add this typography over this. I think I'm just doing both at the same time. And then I'll trim this later.
Tammy Pangelina says, how are you doing this live with you in a circle?
I use a software. I use Switcher Studio, but you can use Switcher or you can use StreamYard. It enables you to use multiple cameras. So I'm using, and when I say multiple cameras, let's just be clear. My one camera is my tablet and my second one is my phone. So we don't have no TV cameras going on over here. We're not that fancy. This is a 10-pound tissue, so I'm going to be super careful with this. I'm not going to spritz it first because I don't think it would survive. But I'm going to decoupage it right over the top of my stripes
And what did you ever say which stencil
I'm
you were
sorry.
using?
That is the I'm fired tonight. That was a Roycycled stencil, and it is called. Are there any Roycycled retailers on here? Help me out, you guys. Because hold on, let me finish painting, and then I can talk. That's a Roycycled stencil. Um, I always see stencils, and I think, man, only if I had that, and larger, it would be awesome. So we started producing stencils. This one is called. I'm fired. I can't remember.
Someone will remember.
I know what it, and this piece right here. This was one of the first. The ones that you guys will get won't have this little piece right here dangling. This was one of my first ones that I practiced
Test
with.
run?
Yeah, test run, and we did not run these because of that. But
Farm Ledger.
thank you. This is the Farm Ledger stencil. Your recycled retailers do have these.
Thank you. Sentimental Salvage and Design.
Thank you. Girl, Melissa, help a sister out. I'm telling you guys, I don't know what's going on with me lately. I mean, I do know what's going on. I'm tired of it. My mom should have
I
told
don't
me.
mean to laugh. Guys, you all either have or are about to go through what Royce is dealing with right now. I'm not laughing. I just wish I could fix it.
He's laughing at me, y'all. No, I'm
No,
just kidding.
no,
I know you're not.
I just feel so bad for you.
No.
I wish there was something I could do, but there's nothing.
There isn't.
Nothing that
It's
I could
fine.
do.
Perimenopause is just awful. So, you see how the white of this tissue, because it's a 10-pound, it virtually disappears, right? So I was able to stack this really cool script right over my ticking. And so I'm going to let both of these dry, and then I'll trim them off. And I think this is going to be so cool. I can just put my my rusty, crusty clip on the top, and then I can clip on whatever I want to clip onto this, and stand it up wherever I want to, because my this is going to go on the back, so it'll stand up wherever I put it. But I do want to go around just really quickly while my paint is still kind of fresh, and just rough that up a little bit. I could use a sanding block, but I would get like really sharp edges if I use my sanding block. So I'm going to use a towel instead and do a wet distress so that I can get like a softer distress.
Janet Taylor Borger says, I remember Sentimental Salvage and Design. I had to think for a moment. That is a horrible stage of life on the brain. And then we have a couple of crazy things said here. Sandy DeJarnay says men should have to go through menopause too.
I think so. I do. Men go through their own stuff, though. They
Deborah
do.
Kowski Hatfield. It's a terrible situation. Women give birth. Men should have to go through menopause. See, now that's just crazy talk. And yeah, no.
And if you guys weren't here with me, I would probably do this after I was done trimming. But, we're going to do it now. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm literally just rubbing the paint off in a few areas because I don't want it to look new, because it's not. It's an old drawer front, right? So we want it to keep that kind of worn in rustic feel of the piece. And so I put a pretty thin coat of paint on there, which made it really easy for me to just go through and do a little wet distress to reveal the wood underneath. And when I seal this, the color of the wood will be richer once I put sealer on top of there.
So Panette, I have a bottle of brain type vitamins to help me think and recall. They've been in the drawer 3 years now. The bottle is still full.
That's not helpful, though.
Well, you got to remember to take them.
I know. This is true.
But if you don't take them, you can't remember.
Oh my gosh, baby.
I know.
I love that so much, right? Sorry. Because you know what? Sometimes I experiment with you guys and I legitimately don't know what's going to happen. Like, I love this so much. Can I tell you guys a secret? My husband is tired of hearing about it, but we opened the doors to the membership on January 1st. I'm super excited because we have quite a few people who signed up. And I think this is the part that I'm going to enjoy the most about the membership, is the discovery part. Like, because we're going to be together a lot more often. We're going to be working on learning and implementing and doing exercises and projects together. And there's going to be a lot of like discovery, and not just me, but you guys discovering and sharing as well. And so I'm super excited about this. And this is crazy. This drawer is bleeding. The wood is bleeding and there's tannins coming through, but the tannins are actually making it look more awesome, right? You guys can see that, right? It looks darker like right here and the center is lighter. It's because those tannins are coming through. And in this instance, because I only use paints, I didn't use a white primer underneath here. The tannins are actually making it look more fabulous. So I'm going to set this aside. And so this is our second project, and we have our last project, which is probably the easiest.
And we're at 7:06.
Okay. And this is just my protein powder that I take. I take a, what is that protein called that's good for your joints and your hair, baby? You sound like me now.
Calcium? It's not calcium.
No, it's not calcium. It's in bone broth.
Oh, is that, I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, I take it for my hair, for my bones, my joints. You guys know all the things, my skin. So I was going to use the ticking. My original plan was to use the ticking and then to use...
Oh, Vance is taking off. He says, love us.
Okay. Bye, Vance.
We love him too. We love Vance. We do.
And then I was going to use a traditional pot.
Peptides.
Yes, collagen. It's my collagen powder that I take. I was going to do the neutral ticking and then do the POTS transfer over the top of it, one of them, which would have been cool. I may still do one though. Look at this one, La Amor. I should do this one. This is perfect. But I'm gonna still do that one. I'm gonna use the roses.
Marrow in my head, not collagen. I don't know why.
Well, people do make bone broth to get collagen out of the bone.
Oh, okay. But I just had marrow.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Where did I see it?
Did you guys know that Jell-O is basically collagen? Not even basically, like that's what it is. Anyways, I didn't know that until recently. I should have known that, but I did not.
Liz Boyle asks, when is the membership starting?
The membership starts February 1st. We're actually going to have a meet and greet kickoff Zoom call on February 1st, where we're just going to hang out. You guys will have an opportunity to ask questions about the membership, what to expect. And then after that, we'll start the schedule of a minimum of 2 videos a month. Of course, the month of February, we actually have 3 videos. And then a minimum of 2 Zooms per month, 2 Zoom calls. Although this month we have 3 Zoom calls because we're going to have like our meet and greet. What are we going to call it? Meet and greet, after hours. What do we want to call it on the February 1st?
Oh, that was stupid. I turned your mic off and then coughed. I didn't turn my mic off.
Oh, so they didn't hear what I said?
I have no idea. I'm an idiot.
Lord.
I'm sorry.
You're not an idiot, baby. You're not an idiot.
This is what I do for a living. And I still got it wrong.
And then we have, there's exercises that we're going to do. I'm going to be like curating information. You guys, I'm a collector of all things, including videos, and I collect all these like really cool way or approaches to creating things that I say I'm going to do one day, and they're just in my list. I never get around to them. Sometimes I do, but I'm going to share them with you guys, and that's going to give me more pressure to actually do them by sharing with you guys too. And there's worksheets every month for each lesson. I'm excited. I'm going to say this really quickly, and I'm going to get back to the project, because I really do think when I'm dreaming, it's so ridiculous. But I woke up today and I actually used my my phone to record this because I woke up with this on my heart today. There are so many things in our world that are that have been presented to us as being exclusive, right? Like only certain people get to have access to these things. And unfortunately, I feel like art is one of those things. And I'm going to say that I am not qualified to teach an art class in any way, shape, or form, and that's not what I'm doing. But I will say this. I think that every single person has the capacity to create. Every single person has the capacity to create. And if you have a heart to create, do not believe that you have to have like some certain thing to be able to do it, because you don't. Just because someone else is exceptional doesn't negate your opportunity to participate in something. Just because there's LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, doesn't mean that no one else can play basketball. I mean, there are thousands of other people that still play basketball, even though you have these people who excel. So why do we think in art that if we do not excel at that level, that we don't get to participate? So my membership is all about giving you guys like the basic principles of art and design, the exercises, creating the atmosphere where we can explore and where we can share in a safe place where you're never going to be degraded for what your work looks like, or you're never going to be compared to somebody in the group and what their work looks like, because we're going to honor each other. And if any of you have ever been in a course of mine, you guys know how serious I am about protecting the sanctity of my spaces that I create. And we are going to grow together, and we are going to learn together. And that is what the membership is all about. It's about giving you the encouragement and the information and the resources to be able to create, and to be able to create confidently, so that you can speak your heart and you can find your voice. That is what the membership is about. And that's what it's about for me. And I'm such a dork because I'm going to cry, but I can't help it. Through the years of my doing what I do, I've had so many messages from people who are just so happy just to be able to create and to have spaces where they can do so without being belittled or about being made fun of for wanting to create. And so I feel like this space is needed. And you guys know that my term for this year is my glorious purpose. And this group, this membership, is probably going to allow me more than almost anything else to be able to walk in my purpose. And so I'm super excited. And I am just always teary-eyed because I don't even know what's wrong with me nowadays. Anyways.
All right, now I can sell the membership even better than that.
You can sell it. Oh, yeah, that's your job.
Are you guys ready? I won't be there.
David will not be there.
It will be just, you guys will have fun with Royce, not me distracting her, causing problems. By the way, the Lions are winning. That's the update we're seeing. Good for the Lions. See, you don't get that.
No, there'll be no hockey unless somebody else brings
right.
it up, maybe. I mean, and our Zoom calls will be an opportunity for you to ask questions about what we're learning in that month, absolutely. But it'll also be a space for us to lift each other up and talk about, I don't know, we'll see what we talk about. And right now, because it's a brand new membership, anyone who comes in are going to be founders. And so you guys will really help build a membership that's going to be perfect for you as founders. So
founders also get the price locked in, right?
Yeah. If you come in and you stay in, this will be your price for a lifetime, regardless of what we end up charging for the membership.
Right. And we all know things change. It does. It's reality.
I don't know. My business coach and my online business manager have been fussing at me about my price.
Yeah, they're upset that it's low.
I know.
To me, I like it because it's inclusive.
Yes, and that's a huge part of the Royce brand, is being inclusive. And
that's
so...
Right. Accessible, how did I phrase it? Accessibility.
Yes.
And I think I'm a genius, so therefore that's the right thing. Is Roycycled is accessible by everyone.
This is who I live with every day, y'all.
The membership is what, $27?
$27 a month, yeah.
Which is less than $1 a day.
It is.
What does that come out to, about 83 cents?
You want me to do math while I'm painting?
I'm pretending that
I'm
I
in
can
my
do
right
math.
brain right now, babe. I cannot do left brain stuff while I'm in my right brain.
Well, I'll just pretend.
Okay.
So.
And so you guys, when I'm doing a cylinder, I have a difficult time doing cylinders. So this is a couple of things that I do to cheat. I always use the edge that's actually like the manufacturer's edge. Like this side is my edge and it's not perfectly straight. So I'm not going to use that edge as my guide. I'm going to use this edge, which is the end of the paper. Oh man, I done picked up all kind of stuff letting this roll around. It's okay. We're going to act like we didn't see it. And I'm going to use that edge, and I'm going to use the top of this cylinder to help guide it so that it's going to be straight all the way around. Because otherwise, you guys know what happens. We get to the other side and it's not straight. It's no bueno.
Marty Hardy says, I want to join, but I'm this old lady that does not know how to Zoom. Well, I do. I got pulled over the other day. I promise you, you can get help.
Yeah.
If you really want to. If you really want to.
If you really want to. If you really want to, we can help you. It's literally just an app, and once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. It's like any other technology. And I'm choosing Zoom because it'll allow us to be in the same space in real time. So like coming here live every Sunday is cool. We get to hang out. But like if David wasn't there to read comments, I wouldn't have a connection with you guys, or if we couldn't see your comments. In Zoom, it's like we're in the same room. You know, we can see each other and you guys have live access. So I can hear you right away. So that's why I like the idea of a Zoom call versus doing lives inside of the membership.
And Donna Burns Oliver, where do we find this at for the membership?
If you message membership, you have to message it though, because my new automation, it doesn't work, the old one. If you message membership to Roycycle Treasures, you'll get a message with the link. And if you don't get it, you can just message me and I'll send you a link.
So that's on Facebook. What if you're on YouTube?
If you are on YouTube
or TikTok.
Info
at?
Yeah. Email me info@roycycle.com and I'll get it to you. And on YouTube, I'm going to go in and put the link on the video after we're done too.
Or be an insider.
That's true. If you hashtag insiders, if you're an insider, you'll get the email. Actually, we have an email scheduled to go out tomorrow. So hashtag insiders. You sign up to be an insider, you'll get an email with the information as well. And when you get the email, you guys can click through. You're not signing up when you click through. It's just going to take you to a page that's going to give you more information about the membership to help you make a decision.
And Flea says maybe we can do a short Zoom tutorial. She's willing to host one to help all of the besties out.
That would be so awesome. You're so nice.
And Kathy Hall says, what time will the Zooms be?
Well, that'll be one of the things that you guys will help me decide. We are going to do one evening and one morning, so we can make sure that we can accommodate, not just have one group accommodated. But one of the things you guys will help decide is what time the Zooms will be. We do have the first month's Zoom scheduled. We have the evening one scheduled. I don't think we have the daytime one scheduled just yet.
But that can change based on the input.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, founding members, like legitimately, you guys are going to help me. Like I have an idea of what I think will work, but I found out that often what we believe you guys want is not actually what you want. And so that's why I'm leaving myself open to input from my founding members to help me build out a membership that'll really serve you guys.
Now, let me ask another question. Can those in Europe or Australia join?
Yes. Yeah, because everything is virtual.
Then in that case, you need to do a Zoom at about 2 a.m.
2 a.m.?
Well, remember.
What time is 2 a.m. over there?
England is 7 hours ahead right now. And Australia is, was it 12 hours behind? But
so
it's
if I
the
did
next
one,
day.
Yeah, but if I did one in the morning, then what time would that be over there?
Well, it depends. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If I did one at like 10 o'clock
you're up that late anyway.
I am. I really am.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, that's what I'm saying. If I do one in the evening here and then one in the morning, that should catch everybody.
Sparks of Joy Studio. I use Zoom for my full-time job, school-based speech pathologist.
Oh, really?
I knew once I said that.
You have my heart. You really do. You have my heart. I watch speech pathologists on TikTok so I can learn tools to use with our grandson.
I promise it's easy. Our parents use it to log into IEP meetings all the time.
Yeah. Yes.
And Marty Hardy says, great, I'm in for the 2 a.m.
I really am up at 2 a.m. Every night I tell my poor husband, I'm not staying up late tonight. I'm going to be in early. And he goes, uh-huh. And then I come to bed at 2 or 3 o'clock.
And Julie Brawley asks, is it a one-time fee or monthly payment? It is a monthly payment.
Yeah, it's a monthly membership.
That you could drop out anytime.
Yeah.
There's no minimums or anything like that. You can join, you can drop, you can join, whatever
Well,
you like.
so
But
you can drop whenever you want to, but the membership will be closed. Like, in order for me to be able to deliver information the way that I want, it's not just going to be open. So we're having it. The doors close the end of January, and then we'll have this group of founders, and we're going to be doing a lot of work, and then it'll open again.
that's what I meant. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and then it'll close for a set amount of time. So it's not going to be this. It's not going to be just open. And then you can leave whenever you want, but if you leave, you can't come back until the doors open again, and then you're going to have to pay the new price. So, but you can leave whenever you want. We're not holding you hostage. And then, of course, everything that we teach will be available on an app. You can either watch it on an app on your phone, you can watch it on your computer, you can watch it on your tablet, and if you have an iPhone, you can actually
send it to your TV.
Send it to your TV, yeah.
Although my Android tablet asked me if I wanted to watch
did it?
YouTube on our TV. It always tells me that, but whenever I say yes, and we have YouTube on the TV already, it never lets me.
Oh, so, it lies to you.
It lies to me, but
I want to dry this. I don't even have my old dryer in here. The noisy one. Look, I'll even use that one at this point. Oh, I do have the old noisy one.
You are at 7:22.
Oh, okay. I have 8 minutes, baby. So let's dry this really quickly, you guys. Now, you guys can help me figure something out, because I'm trying to figure out how to hide this top part right here, because I don't want it to look like my old, protein powder thingy. I'm sorry for the noise. I left my good one in the house. But what if we use like some, I don't know, should I use some string and just wind it around the top, or maybe some ribbon? What do you guys think?
Sparks of Joy. I have 2 young kids. I work full time, but I think you are 2 hours behind me. She wakes up at 4 a.m. to craft before school so I can be there.
Oh my goodness. Good job. Like
I wake
keeping
up,
what you, because as a mom, it's hard for us to keep things for ourselves. And I mean, we love raising our families. We love all the things we do, but it's so easy to lose sight of ourselves and the things that bring us joy. So kudos to you for making time for that. Because I didn't do a good job when my kids were little.
Julie Brawley says, be careful, don't melt the plastic.
I know, I am. I have my hand on the inside, so I can like tell if it's getting a little too hot. But I know I'm close because I'm trying to hurry up and dry it.
Liz Boyle says, what type of sealer could be used on this type of paper to make it waterproof?
If you had a sealer that was waterproof, it would make it waterproof. You know what I mean? So whatever qualities your top coat has are going to work on top of your paper. I would just use water-based products. So you could decoupage with a water-based sealer and then maybe go over it with something that was something like this, as your last coat to make it more waterproof. Or if you're making something flat, you could use even like a UV protected resin.
Barbara Garrels and Marty Hardy suggest using a mold for the top edge.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Pamela Culpa-Dare, Carol Kincaid, 2 peas, 1 pod suggest twine, what you had suggested.
Yeah.
Let's see. Julie Brawley says string wrap.
That's what I was thinking, to wrap some string around the top. I like the idea of the mold, though.
Kathleen O'Brien Huvis, what about a raffia?
Oh, raffia would be nice, too.
And Holly Doyle says maybe painted silver so it looks like a mason jar lid.
Ooh. I have one in the house. I tried to make it look like rusty. I don't know. I have mixed emotions on it. I'll show it to you guys next week.
And Patty Hogan says lace would look nice if you have it.
Ooh, lace would look pretty, wouldn't it?
So there's a little bit of little bit of everything. Licious Beth says, yeah, an IOD trimmings mold.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you guys said mold. I hadn't even thought of that. See? That's why I hang out with smart people. Because I'm thinking I want to paint it, like, we could make it look kind of, if I went with a whiter color, it would look more like a crock, right? But I could paint it a really pretty green. If I painted this a really pretty green and then put a mold on there, a trimmings mold all the way around, and then painted that a really pretty green, that would be nice.
Let's see. Sparks of Joy says, I am so passionate about my world as a speech pathologist. Feel free to reach out anytime if you want any ideas. Works with all ages 2 to 22.
2 to 22.
Yeah. We'd have to see what our grandson's IEP is, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, so she could know. But, and then Luann Vassallo, how do I send it to my TV?
You have, from your iPhone, usually...
your phone asks. Do you
your
want
phone
to?
will ask, but you can, like...
Don't you have to sync your phone to the TV? It basically says pick a device.
Yeah,
right?
Let me finish, but you keep asking me and then you keep answering.
I do, because didn't I tell you earlier I'm a genius?
On your phone, there is, I can't think of, there's an app on your phone that will allow you to send it to your TV, but you have to give it permission. I'm going to look for a YouTube video and I'm going to put it on inside of the Royce Upcycling with Decoupage group, okay? I'll find a video because it is really cool because I take online classes, like online art classes and stuff a lot, and I like casting them to the TV because I can watch them more comfortable from there than just watching them on my phone. Isn't that super cute though? I mean, I know I make decoupage paper, but I'm still always amazed at how just a piece of paper can transform something. And so I'm going to finish this. I think I like the idea of the mold. And
Heidi Kulikowski's got a great idea too.
Yes.
She puts cabinet knobs on the actual lid.
Oh yeah, so you can like have it look like a cute lid.
Like a canister lid?
Oh, that's really cute. Yeah, because I don't even think I brought the lid out, but I have the lid and I could absolutely paint that. And maybe I could decoupage the paper just like on the inside of the lid and have the outside ring be green. That would be super cute. And then I can give this to somebody else to put something in. I'm not good with hidden storage, you guys, because if I put something in here and I put a lid on it and I put it away, my mind will forget it ever existed. It's so ridiculous, but it's true. I'm going to put, I want to do a transfer on this.
Oh, Liz Boyle asks, I have one of those containers I'm going to use for my brushes, but afraid the paper will get wet.
Oh, like to soak your brushes? If you get something waterproof, Liz, you should be okay. Or, I mean, you could, theoretically, although it'd be hard to do resin on here, unless you know how to do tumblers. You'd have to get some kind of sealer that's waterproof, and you probably want to put like 3 coats on there if you're going to be soaking your brushes in there.
And Rebecca Wiersma Reber says, make a mold to put under the knob on the lid.
Oh yeah, there's one mold that has a bunch of circles. That would be perfect because then we could put it on there, and then you could put the Gianetta, right? I mean the thing right on top of that. I want to do a transfer, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. So this one says, I don't know what VRAI means in French, but I know this means love, l'amour. So I'm gonna look for this one, and we're gonna put it on here. So this is our Valentine project for the day. But you guys see that we were able to decoupage wood, we decoupaged metal, and we decoupaged plastic. And you can decoupage glass as well. Maybe next week we'll do a reverse decoupage project on glass because I have some small windows over there.
Heidi Kulikowski says Mod Podge has outdoor sealer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because remember, people always ask me, like, how hardy can tissue paper actually be? But you guys think about how thin, like if you put 2 coats of paint, like how thin is that 2 coats of paint? The thing that's protecting it is the sealer that you put over the paint, or if you have a paint that has a built-in sealer, that's what's making it tough. And so as long as you seal this properly, you won't have any problems. I'm trying to see. You can, this was pretty good because this is where the line is and I can see it, but it's not like horrible. But I want to put this opposite of that line. So I'm going to put it right here on this
Susan
side.
Boehner, Whitmore Glazer, and Barbara Garrels both say Vrai, I hope I'm saying that right, is true in French.
Oh, so true love. Aw. That's perfect then for Valentine's.
And Flea says giveaway.
Oh, the giveaway. Oh, Lord.
All right, let's do one Facebook, one YouTube.
Okay.
All right.
Let me, hold on. Thank you, Flea. I'll let that sit there for a few minutes while I do the giveaway. I am fired. I was so excited about the projects tonight. Okay, so let's do this one first. This one is a clipboard, and it's only open because I have a zip tie on there. That's how I hold it open while I do the decoupage. And so this one has some decoupage, some transfers, and I think we did a stencil, and then a piece of recycled decoupage paper.
All right. You want to do YouTube or Facebook?
Whichever one you want, babe.
All right. We'll go YouTube. I'm closing my eyes, and I'm flipping around. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Heidi Kulikowski.
Heidi Kulikowski. Be sure and you can email me, Heidi, at contactus@roycycle.com.
Heidi, you didn't win before, did you?
Why am I writing her name right there? That's not. How do you spell her last name, babe?
Kulachkoski.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put a big old Roycycle sticker right there, and I put that in the mail. But okay, so that's Heidi's, and then the next one, this one has Zoe Panette's name on it. Zoe, did you not send me your? Because these are supposed to be unclaimed prizes.
They were.
I know. I feel like Zoe's always here. Zoe Panette, your name is on here. Send me your information so I can get this to you. Because I know she's here tonight. Okay. So this one is for the next person.
All right. Let's see.
And it is, this is a recycled notepad. And this is like a brain dump notepad. This is how my brain works. So this is how I made it. It's a grid line. So you have lines if you need lines to write. But if you're like me and you doodle a lot of your ideas, you can do that too. So I want to say there's 150 sheets on this notepad.
Okay. Marty said, will rock hard top coat work?
Yes.
And who makes that? Liz Boyle asked who makes that.
You know what? The person who used to make that isn't in, she's not, I don't think she's in, I don't know. Ellen J. Goods, as far as I know, is the only person who carries that anymore.
Okay. And Zoe is here. She said she'll message you.
Yeah, message me, Zoe. Okay. Lynn Brundage from Ellen J. Goods is the only one who carries the rock hard top coat. Because I'm out now. I sold all that I had on hand. Okay, so who's this one?
So now this one's on Facebook. So let's see, you tell me, let me close my eyes. You tell me when.
Go. Or stop.
Oh, stop. All right. Pamela Culp Adair.
How am I spelling Adair?
Adair.
Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, so Pam, and I have Zoe Panette, and I have Pam Adair, and I have Heidi Kulikowski. Okay. And I'm going to work on getting these out. I am horrible about mailing stuff. I don't know why. I think it's because I had an assistant for so long and I have to build a new system now that includes mailing out stuff now that Kayla is gone. Okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us every Sunday. We really do enjoy your company. And I can't wait to hang out with my people inside the membership even more. Although David won't be here, so sorry guys. Maybe. We'll see. That might be the input. They might want you to be here sometime.
Oh, look at here. Fornication by design. Look at. Very subtle. I like this. Do you ever give 1 month membership as a giveaway?
Oh, well, no, not yet, because we just started.
We haven't even started it yet. But nice try. I you know what? I'm impressed. Yeah. That's a good move.
there's still moisture under here, so this is going to stick. So if you guys are like me and you're impatient and you start putting a transfer and you're finding that it's not sticking or it's lifting your paper, what's happening is there's still moisture underneath, and the transfers hate moisture. So if you find yourself in a situation like I am right now, just leave it just like this and walk away and leave it alone. When you come back like the next day after all the moisture is dissipated, you'll be able to transfer it just fine. So I'm going to have to leave that alone. And we might, I don't know. I think I'm going to do a window next week. I have some tiny windows. You guys don't like bathroom windows? And I think a reverse decoupage will be fun. What do you guys think?
Amber Demakowitz says triple thick would work mixed with DuraClear.
Oh. Triple thick with DuraClear. What's DuraClear? I'm gonna have
Probably
to look that
another
up.
product.
22 to 17 Lions at the half.
Oh, somebody post that?
Yes.
I haven't seen that.
But it's 7:36. We are actually past time. So unless nobody had questions tonight, I didn't hear any questions. No?
No.
Okay.
Everybody was watching, chatting.
Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will see you guys next Sunday, Lord willing. And is there anything else, babe, before we go?
No, just make sure you go to roycycled.com for the membership.
Oh, no, it's not roycycle.com for the membership.
You change things all the time.
I know.
What is it now?
My system is so
It's got to be
fragmented.
through the email?
Yeah.
It's got to be through the email.
So hashtag insiders for the email, or you can message me or email me and I'll send you the information.
So info@roycycle.com
yes.
can get you that information. I'm thinking about the folks on YouTube.
Yes. info@roycycle.com. No, contact us at roycycle.com.
Oh, not even info.
I know.
This is why Dave is not going to be on the membership.
And I will put a link on the video for my YouTube folks too. But I think that's all we have. You guys remember, there isn't anything here today that I've done that you cannot absolutely do. You guys can do this.